So it turns out if you're a well-mannered individual and just consider yourself to not want to infect other people with germs, you're actually down with the new latest move, which is called dabbing. And I'll show you it right now. So, excuse me. That's it.
That's how you dab?
That's how, except you can throw up this one arm.
Just kidding. Of course I know how to dab.
Show me.
I'm up on all of the latest news.
Is that why you've got your short sleeve shirt on, so you can dab with flexing?
So I can dab while I'm flexing. It's like...
Nice. I like that. Pretty good. All right, so the reason this whole thing came around, well, this is Hassan Piker, of course. We're chilling out here in our nice new looking set. This is like such a warm vibe. We need like a hot fire right here.
We got some little product placement back there. TYT mad as hell.
Nice. You can buy that somewhere. I'm sure we'll put a plug in.
Check us out on watchable.com.
Oh, I was thinking, am I going to throw it in? So he comes on as a guest and he throws in the plug. That's
Elbow from the sky. Watchable.com.
Dabbing.
Check us out there. There's some really
How was my dabbing, Jacory? Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to talk about this. So the reason why it's circulating is Cam Newton, who just is on fire right now, playing out of his mind, dabbed a little bit in his celebratory touchdown celebration, should I say, and it didn't exactly rub too well with the opposition team, as they said he went on for a little bit too long. So let's take a look at his video for the celebration. Apparently, anyway, before I get into the whole idea about celebrations or whatever, I have a strong point on that. It's been stated that this has actually been in the history before, and this was started way before Cam started to do it. But when you get someone of that stature do it, it starts to circulate again.
Yeah, so, and other players are doing it now too, right?
And then moving over, I mean, the players did it, and then this is where it starts to get really good, because you know once, like, so when you're doing it as a player, it's one thing, but then when you start to get the coaching staff to do it, that's when everyone starts to react. So before we talk about it, let's run it through to I think it was the Panthers coach that actually did it as well in the change room. Nice. And you can tell. So what do you think about this move? Is this the latest fad?
It's over.
It's over, and why is it over?
As soon as an old white guy dabs the first time someone, even if it's an accident and someone's like, oh, excuse me, and then someone's like, oh, are you dabbing? He's like, no, over. Game over, it's done. Now you got to find something new.
Well, LeBron did it, which we know he did it, I think when he was warming up for a game, as you can see there. So you can tell that's when it's really starting to circulate, when all the big athletes around start to do it. But if there's one thing we know about any latest fad, whether it's the Nae Nae, whether it's the Dougie, whether it's the Quan, I actually like that one. But you know what happens is it then starts to make its way. So it's like cool territory, right? So you got all the cool athletes doing it. You can get your coaches to do it maybe, and it's all fun. Then it makes its way into mainstream media, crosses over, and then it hits a news broadcast team.
You go like that.
Yeah. Oh, gee.
So that's a dab.
Yes.
All right, I know what a dab is. I'm so excited.
So it's like you're dancing, all of a sudden you just dab.
Okay.
Exactly.
Dab. Okay.
Oh, that's the Dez. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
Look how fucking old the local news anchors are. Jesus Christ. Like everyone's like about to die on camera. No, but this is exactly the same with like social media and stuff where, you know, you have a platform that's kind of cool and no one really understands it, like Vine or whatever, or like Facebook back in the day. And as soon as mom and dad get on that platform, it's over. Like no one wants to be a part of something where your mom and dad's on there doing the same exact thing that you're doing.
Yeah.
So it's the same concept. As soon as like those people on the local news anchors or the weather people start dabbing, it's over.
So we know that it's a new fad and we know it's a celebration, but there was actually a college player that did it, and I think they had to obviously forfeit the 15 yards, which is a penalty for it when you over-celebrate, or it's unsportsmanlike behavior, right? So, I mean, I went out on a limb with many different rants, but getting punished for celebrating is fucking horrendous, right? Because in world football, it ruins so much. I've seen players being sent off when they get their second yellow. It's a yellow card, unsportsmanlike. And trust me, there is a boundary, right? If you're antagonizing an away group of support, like that is, you can be considered as being unsportsmanlike. If you're running around with your finger like up to the fans, or if you do something offensive. There's been players that have done some hideous things. I remember there was a player that, listen to this one, I don't know if you heard about this. There was a soccer player who was actually being charged for drunk driving. He scored a goal and did this.
Damn.
around. That is horrendous. That is so bad for him to do it. You can't help but like nervously laugh, but that was one of the most ridiculous situations. But then we see someone like Cam Newton doing this, and then you're obviously going to want to get high school
He
kids.
was
and-
antagonizing the other team, though. The other team did get upset, and it did lead to something. But I agree with you. I think celebrations make the game it's a fun part of the game. They make it better, and people like that. I mean, you see it in the highlight reels. It's making more money for you guys. I don't know why people are upset about it. Like, I really don't understand why people are so upset about, like, even the rules are so ridiculous.
Yes.
Like, your feet can't leave the ground, I think. But however, there are certain exceptions when you jump up to the stand. Like, that's allowed in certain situations. You can't, technically, you're not supposed to spike the ball. But even though Gronk does that all the time, that's like his classic move, it's allowed in certain instances. So there's a lot of different boundaries, and it could lead to, it starts off with a 15-yard penalty, and it could even lead to a suspension, which I think is completely hilarious.
Yeah.
Because as we've seen in the past, the NFL's code of conduct or their ethics are
it's
a little
blind.
in the gray area when it comes to, you know, either like beating your children or beating your wife in an elevator. As long as you're a good enough football player, you're probably going to come off fine. But, you know, don't smoke weed and don't spike the ball.
Don't celebrate. Yeah, and when I'm watching a lot of world football, I hate it more than anything. Like, one of the biggest, I would say, changes was that when you take your shirt off if you score a goal,
Because you want to see Cristiano Ronaldo naked.
Sure, yeah,
like, I
so
get it. Like,
you
you want to see his shirt, you want to see his body.
You want to see what you're competing against, right? But then you get really
that's not what I meant.
The confidence goes down.
That's not what I meant.
You meant I wanted to see Ronaldo. Well, I did show a picture of you the other day with Ronaldo
I
shirtless.
walk up to his desk, and the first thing he was like, yo, let me show you this. Let me show you this right now. And he Googles, and it already pops up on his Google search as Cristiano Ronaldo latest topless pic.
It was like you walked in, you're like, yo, have you seen John Jones? He's huge. And I was like, yo, Ronaldo sent out another picture. Do you want to see Ronaldo naked?
Yeah.
He's got a picture of him. I'm just trying to fight.
John
for the
Jones is
World
huge,
Soccer
though.
Plus. Yeah, he is. But yeah, to end it on that is like when players take their shirt off for world football, they're instantly yellow carded. And it's horrendous because it ruins some of the biggest moments in sports. You get a goal that's scored, maybe that's a last-minute vital goal. Guy whips his shirt off, gets a yellow card, and then he might end up getting sent off if he's already got a yellow. I think it's horrendous. In the same in the NFL, like it's stupid for me because you see what young kids in like high schools and everyone else want to do is they want to emulate how their best players play. So how many kids will you see walking around doing this once they score like a slam dunk after
And
LeBron
this
James?
is good. Like you mentioned before, like this is something that Obama talked about as a public health issue. Like I used to call it, like I think it was the Michelle Obama sneeze. Like you're supposed to sneeze in your elbow because you use your hands and you touch other people, and that's how germs get spread.
It's promoting great hygiene.
Obviously, this is advocating great hygiene.
Yeah.
This is better for the public health.
Who would have known that probably way dating back to the Victorian times when those politely mannered individuals would start to sneeze, oh, bless me, started a fad like this. Congratulations to them. So how long do you think it's going to be? So you think it's officially done? It's over?
Waiting on the next thing.
Right,
I think it's the zombie crop. I would do it here right now, but I don't want to give it away. I have this dance set in my mind called the zombie crop. That's gonna like be the next thing, where you like kind of wobble around like a zombie. Fuck it, I'm giving it away. Yeah, you like wobble around like a zombie. You're like, ugh, like Walking Dead style. That's gonna be the next thing. Just look at it.
Is it kind of like the Bernie, except really, really dead? Like
no, like yeah, you're like walking like a zombie, like ugh, like it's like a thriller slash
I was gonna
Bernie
say,
type
did Michael
of dance
Jackson
move.
not do that?
And I've been, you know, I am unleashing it in Los Angeles nightclubs currently.
Okay.
And it's
How's the
going to become
reception?
the next big thing. Oh, dude, people love it. They're like,
Dude, when is it coming? When are you gonna
the
name
zombie
it?
crop. Yeah. I got a sexy name for it and everything. I just need to come out with like a well-produced beat and throw a couple rap lyrics in there, and boom, it's fucking
done.
10 million views.
Game over. And then you
Heard it here first.
And then you get a media newscaster do it, and that's it. It's
And then
over.
it's over.
All right, we want to know what you guys think. What do you think of the dabbing? Do you think it's a fad that's going to stick around for a little bit, or do you think, as we think, it's already done? Let us know in the comment section below. What do you think about celebrating? We know we are strongly for celebrating here. You want to show that passion. Make sure to check out Hassan over at Pop Trigger. Great segment over there, doing Pop Crunch on the main show as well. Big hitter right here. Check him out on Twitter at Hassan the Hun, right?
It's Hassan the Hun.
All right.
And on Instagram.
And on Instagram at Francis_Maxwell. Come back again, guys, and subscribe.